guys, Diane here, your resource for all things systems and operations so that you can level up your business and live by your own rules. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about your content creation cycle and specifically whether or not you're actually a slave to your content creation process, right? Because I see so many business owners out there who are the end all be all for all of their marketing and all of the content creation within their business. And it really keeps them trapped within their business. And I've also been in this place myself before. So I'm going to share my resources, my systems, and my team structure for how I've been able to take myself out of the content creation process and actually not create a single piece of content for 6 months and still grow my business about 48% across all of my platforms and continue to make 10 to 20K plus months. All right. So stay tuned. All right. So as business owners, we know that we all have to market, right? We all have to market. That's our core responsibility as a business owner. But while you're over there constantly creating content, having to carve out time every week to create new content for your marketing process, and maybe you're feeling a little bit stressed about having to continuously create new content. Maybe you're feeling stressed out and not in flow, right? Maybe you're frustrated that you are the content bottleneck within your business. And when you're not producing content or when you're not feeling inspired, the entire marketing process in your business really stops, right? This is a really common place for a lot of business owners. And let me tell you that I actually have not created a single piece of content in about 6 months, right? Well, who cares, right? I'm one person. However, I haven't created any new content, but I still was able to post something every single day on all of my channels. And I've been able to grow my audience about 48% on average across all of my platforms and maintain 10 to 20K plus months at the same time. All right. So, the reason why I haven't really been that inspired is because my business has been at capacity since pretty much the end of last year, and finding time to create new content, finding time to really feel inspired and go through the motion of creating something new was not really something that I had the bandwidth for or the mental clarity for, right? And this is a place that I see a lot of business owners. A lot of my clients are in this place when they come to me and we start working together, right? The marketing process we know cannot stop. However, when we are the ones executing the marketing, when we are the ones who are creating all of the content within the business, the marketing really sits squarely on our shoulders, right? So how was I able to continue to market my business? How was I able to continue to post content every single day? How was I able to grow my audience across my platforms and grow my business, sustain my business revenue without actually creating new content? Well, it actually comes down to a couple of things, right? For me and a lot of clients, being able to step away from content creation duties as a recurring burden, I don't want, burden makes it sound really bad, but, as a recurring activity within the business really flows down to a couple of key areas, right? It really boils down to creating a repurposing formula, right? AKA your system, and then also increasing your ability to execute, i.e. having a team to execute the repurposing formula for you, right? Being able to step away from content creation is about having the right system to repurpose any old content that you might have. But more importantly, it's about having the right team to really execute that for you, right? It's about making sure that you have resourcing to leverage yourself and your time, because what's happening is it's not enough to just have the repurposing process, right? The repurposing process by itself is not enough to help you step away from that task within your business. You also have to have somebody who can execute it, who is not you, because what happens is if you are the only one executing, then you've just replaced one task of creating more content with the other task of repurposing content, right? Or maybe you're combining them and saying, hey, I'm going to create content and I'm also going to run my own repurposing process. So now you just doubled the amount of work that you're doing within marketing. And that's how you really tie yourself more tightly to the business. This is where I find it's really hard for business owners to be able to step away. This is where I found that I couldn't step away, because even when I was on vacation, even when I wasn't doing execution work, I still had to do the marketing. I still had to produce something for the team so that they could do their marketing activities. I still had to be the one who came up with the idea, who had the vision for what the content piece was going to be that week. It always came from me, right? And that's how you're constantly tied to the business. So when you think about whether or not you want to whether or not you can unchain yourself from the content creation process, or really any repetitive task within your business, you have to ask yourself whether or not you actually have the right resourcing to do it, because that is really the most important piece. Without it, you can create all the systems you want, right? You can have all the processes and all the formulas, but at the end of the day, you will still be the person tied to executing all of those workflows, all of those processes. If real scale, real sustainable growth comes from being able to delegate, being able to have the team that you can leverage so that they can execute it for you. It always goes back to that saying hey, a lot of times I used to think oh, I wish I could just clone myself. This is how you're able to clone yourself, right? Is by having the right processes and then having the right team around you to execute those processes so that they are a stand-in for you. And this is the only way that you can really grow sustainably. And this is the only way that you'll be able to really step away from the burden of constantly being under the, I don't like this phrase either, under the gun to create new content, or feeling that constant pressure, that constant burden to create new content, so that your marketing wheel can keep turning, your marketing can continue to churn and move forward, right? This is the key piece. It's not just creating the repurposing formula, right? It's not just finding ways to use your old content. It's also about having the right team to execute it, right? It's one cannot work without the other. And that's really been the key for me as I've grown my business and I've stepped away from the content creation role. Now I create content when I want to, when I feel inspired. And that spaciousness has allowed me to really be more inspired, to allow content like this to flow out without a whole lot of forcing, without staring at the cursor and having it blink back at me on a blank page and mock me, right? So this is where you're going to be able to stay in your business growth. And this is where you're going to be able to really see the first glimmers of what your business could possibly be like without you being the linchpin, holding it all together, or in some cases, pushing it all forward, right? So if you are actually ready to stop being the end-all be-all of all the systems, all the content creation within your business, and you want to feel confident and secure that you have the right team and the right resources to support and execute your business vision for you, then you might be a good fit for my VIP systems intensives, right? Apply for a systems assessment call with me, and I'll show you exactly how we can get you clear and confident about the support that you have in your business. All right. So until next time, bye guys.